welcome to our COVID-19 daily report for today, December 14th. I am Kathleen Aswetacho. The cutoff time for the data presented in this daily report is 1 p.m. It includes information reported within the last 24 hours. A total of 1,050 samples were tested. Out of this, 82 samples have resulted positive for COVID-19. There are currently 70 individuals under investigation. Today, we also report that 32 infected persons are hospitalized. Unfortunately, 3 of these individuals are being treated at the intensive care unit. And sadly, there are 2 new deaths to report. We are relieved to report that there are 93 new recoveries for today. As we move forward with the expansion of testing using rapid tests and reports coming in from the private sector, you will notice an increase in the numbers of confirmed cases and the total tests done. Additionally, this report is cumulative, meaning it includes data since March 2020 when we had our first case. For today, we report 4,767 amount of active cases. These are those persons who have been confirmed and are within the time frame to transmit the virus. To date, 49,914 samples have been tested nationally. Out of this, 9,377 samples have resulted positive for COVID-19. 1,605 individuals are under investigation. A total of 197 deaths have been reported, but we are pleased to report that there are 4,414 total recoveries. The heat map shows the districts and communities mostly affected. The greatest number of cases are seen in Belize, Cayo, and Corozal. Belize reported 26 new cases, with Belize City responsible for 22 of those cases, followed by Cayo District with 19 cases, and Belmopan responsible for 6 of those cases. Corozal reported 13 new cases, and Ranchito responsible for 5. Stand Creek has 10 new cases spread throughout the district. Orange Walk has seen 6 cases, and Toledo has 5 new cases reported. PG and Orange Walk Town remain the communities mostly affected, accounting for 5 cases. The Ministry of Health and Wellness urges the public to wear a face mask properly in public, maintain consistent physical distancing, avoid social gatherings, and wash and sanitize hands often. Please be safe and stay at home unless conducting essential business. Let us join forces in the fight against COVID-19.
Hello, I am Dr. Melissa Diaz, specialist in family medicine and primary care for the last 16 years. As we all know, we are facing a raging COVID-19 pandemic with escalating infection rates and unfortunately rising death of our fellow Belizeans. Since January of this year, I have been the focal point for the Belize District, coordinating the medical response at the public health level. This virus does not discriminate. It has affected our Prime Minister, and thankfully he has recovered well. And it has now affected the Director of Health Services, Dr. Marvin Manzanero. The Ministry of Health and the whole nation is praying and wishing for the speedy recovery of Dr. Manzanero and all other persons currently battling the effects of this illness. Other frontline health workers, police officers, and the BDF have been severely affected by COVID-19. I have been asked by the Minister of Health to help to coordinate the national health response to this crisis at the level as the Acting Director of Health Services. I take this responsibility very seriously, and I am fully aware and grateful for all the hard work on the front line that has happened since the beginning of this pandemic, on all levels, from public health inspectors, lab technicians, lab technologists, nurses, doctors in the flu clinics, regional hospitals, and at the KHMH. The war against this virus cannot be won by any one individual doctor, nurse, nor any specific drug or medicine. In fact, the most important persons in this war are us, the Belizean people. The spread of this virus is from person to person, and there is no known cure to date. Our efforts must focus on ending the spread and transmission of this virus. It is a battle that must be fought inside our homes, our workplaces, and at every level of our social being as Belizeans. The Ministry of Health has formed a COVID-19 medical response team that utilizes the expertise of the Ministry of Health, the KHMH, and private sector in implementing this plan. The utilization of public health measures and restrictions have been implemented and will be enforced, but it is important that the general public, the employees, the employers, stores, supermarkets, etc., adhere to these measures, and we all work together to minimize the spread. The virus has had a devastating effect on the Belizean economy and on the livelihoods of Belizeans. This is the start of the Christmas season. In order to save lives, keep the economy open, and save the livelihoods, we need the collective effort of all of us to follow the public health advice, adhere to the isolation and quarantine laws if you have tested positive, and seek medical attention early if you're unwell or have been known to be exposed to a positive COVID case. Thank you. We can get out of this together. Let us all join forces in the fight against COVID-19.